Well, hello, boys and girls. It's your favourite grumpy granny from Grogy's Patch, and I'm here to follow through on a request that I get a lot, surprisingly. So, everyone that follows me would be well aware that I use cardboard sleeves a lot. Let me just readjust this a little. I use cardboard sleeves that I make out of cardboard boxes myself for protecting the books that I send out, particularly the vintage and the antique books. And I get asked a lot, would I show you how I break, number one, how I break down the cardboard boxes to create the sleeves, and number two, how I actually do the sleeves. So today, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to use the example of, because I just got a new box of padded mailers from my local Australia Post post office, and they will be, the Australia Post boxes are perfect for creating sleeves. They're just the right thickness to protect the books, but they also bend easily to make it easier to do the actual sleeves. So I'm going to do that. So let me just get it set up so I can show you. So here we go. I have my trusty Australia Post box. And look, I have cheated a little bit because I actually got this yesterday and I did actually need some cardboard to do a book that I sent out yesterday. But you'll still be able to see what I do. So essentially what I do, once I've taken my mailers out, I do generally pull that sticky tape off, because especially if you're sending them international, you don't want any extra weight. So then it's just a matter of cutting the actual sleeves off. So you want a nice sharp Stanley knife, and there's nothing like a sharp blade. So I just cut these off because this is the perfect size for most paperback books and some of the smaller hardcover books, as in the width one. Then I just cut the sides off as well. Done. Then I flip it over and cut the tape off the bottom. And same thing again, just pull that excess tape off. Oops. Because particularly if you are sending stuff overseas and your weight's, you're getting a bit close with your weight, all this extra tape, like all the extra sticky tape, does add some weight to it. So you're better off actually taking all that off. And then I'm going to do this one. Now, I generally find it's easier to do this and get a straighter line if you fold it over so you get a bit of a groove, like I just did then, and then cut along the edge. It's a bit awkward doing it this way because I'd normally probably stand it up like so. So you can see, out of one box, I'm getting quite a few. So these ones here will do quite a few books. That will make a protective sleeve for a book. So I get quite a few out of the one box. Oops, it's got crooked. That's because I didn't fold it down properly. Another one. So then you're left with the actual, this part. So all I do then is I find the seam where it's joined up and cut down there. Now, where the seam joins up, and you'll see that there's an extra layer of cardboard. I will generally cut that off, that little bit of extra off, because that one will add a little bit of extra weight. And then I have quite a decent size here for doing, let's put a bit of extra tape off, for doing the bigger books. And just for ease of storing, normally I will cut this down the seams so that I'm just left with two bits that fold over quite easily, like so, and all of these bits here. There's one there that just needs a Doesn't cut very well, but needs a little trim. So when I get little pieces like that where there's a bit extra, because I mean, not that it matters, but it just doesn't look aesthetically pleasing for your buyers when you've got dags hanging off, I say. So I just, yeah. I'm pretty good when I cut them in my packing station. This is not my packing station because the lining is not so great in there. That works quite well. So then I'll show you what I do. So I've got this sleeve here. Let's choose the one without the, yep. So I'll take this one here. Now, for this particular, I've got this little bundle of books that I sold that I've got to send out today. So that is Susan Mallory, a double pack of her books there that I've sold. And as you can see, if I sit that there, there's quite a bit of room either side there. But that, if I put it that way, yep, there's enough there. So I can put that way, and then I'll just line that up so I've got a bit of room and fold that over. And then from the other side, I do the same thing again and fold it over, just so that there's a little bit of overlap, but not too much. Cut that down there. Be careful when you're doing that if you have got the book still in there, that you don't go all the way through, of course. And so there is my little protective cardboard sleeve. It's going to protect all the corners of that book, and I can just slip that straight into a padded mailer. So all I do then is, now if I've got one of these and it's going locally within Australia, the weight's not going to matter as long because it's not going to be over 5 kilos. So just for pure ease, I will just do that. However, that much tape can make a difference if you're sending internationally. So if I'm sending internationally, I'll generally just cut a piece of tape this long and perhaps put it over there to make it a bit better. And I usually do slip my thank you card in there before I do this. So I'll be able to just slip that in there before I pop that in the padded mailer. So I will just grab a padded mailer to show you. Right. So here we have our padded mailer. This is just the small size. And so all I need to do is just slip that in and take the sticky stuff off, slip it up, and it's off label on it, and it's ready to go. So that is that. Now, one thing I just want to mention with the padded mailers for people, if you're using these for your books or your clothes, I use them for clothing and books just because it works for me. I have mentioned that in other videos and things, but this is the size small. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the price is if you buy these singly or in, say, if you went and bought 10 from the post office, but I'm thinking they're perhaps $1.30, $1.40, maybe more. I'm not entirely sure because I don't buy them that way. But just so you know, if you buy these, no, they're half price. So they'd be, hang on, $1.06. Let me see. Yeah, so if you bought these singly, they're about $2.20. I just realised because I get them half price. If you buy a box of 100, they basically become half price. So it's $106 currently for a box of 100, which means each of these is only $1.06. And because you can put up to 5 kilos in them, they're great. And it takes away a lot of the stress when you're doing your packaging. Now, I just want to also mention that's so $1.06, but if you can get enough funds together and buy 3 boxes at a time, the price actually comes right down again, and it's about $265, I think, to buy 3 boxes, which actually works out at about 89 cents each, which reduces the price a lot more again as well. So that's just a handy little tip for you there. How to get the padded mailers cheaper, how to break down your box, the cardboard boxes, and also how I do my protective sleeves, because I do get asked that a lot, and I keep saying, I mean, there are pictures of it in some of my other videos, but I thought I'd just do a very specific one, seeing as I do get asked that a lot. All right, so we've just had the live stream with Rob this morning, which went really well after some technical difficulties, I have to say. And so I'm going to get this video uploaded for you. And then I'm going to go off and do some more work and some listing and some photos and other stuff. Bye now.